let's say I'm working on my, obviously have a business plan, but let's say I'm working on strategic planning for the next 5 years. And whether it's I want to buy a building or I want to grow from an employee standpoint or whatever it is, I'm planning for growth. I'm considering my obstacles. At one point, should people reach out to the Build Fund to start having those conversations? Like if they're considering a loan, at what point should they come to you?
At any point. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I typically, if someone, like for instance, if they're looking for a headquarters or real estate to build or move their company to, or even to start up, they should just reach out. We can have a phone conversation or an actual meeting. Well, maybe a phone conversation now, a video conference, but down the road, eventually we'll meet. We meet with all of our clients, but we can start that very early on to give them an idea if we're an option for lending to them. And I'm very happy to provide referrals to banks that also may suit their purposes. And typically we do partner up with banks because we do funnel a lot of businesses that are looking for financing. We'll lend to them and then we'll refer them to a bank partner who will do the lion's share of the loan. But they should start right away to get so they understand what can happen. And we may be able to provide some assistance, like technical assistance as far as finding developable real estate. If they want to rehab, places they can rehab at. Our parent company actually has a land bank, a commercial land bank. And so sometimes they own properties that you can purchase. And then we also have partners who do land development. But we also have done a lot of equipment loans too. So we've been able to provide some best practices as far as looking for equipment, as far as getting bids out. So I would highly recommend just reaching out to us right away. It can be a quick conversation. And I can tell you some of our bank partners who to reach out to. But at any point, and even if they've already talked to a bank, we'll have to talk to them again to let them know ways we can partner with the bank with them.
Awesome. Okay. And what if I'm in a situation where I don't have employees? I'm not sure if I'm going to add employees, but I do plan growth for my business, whether that's, growth through contractors or growth through whatever. Obviously, you've talked about job creation component. Can you talk a little bit about the options for a business like that?
Yeah, so if it is we don't lend to sole proprietors, but we do lend to an LLC, even if it has one staff person, which is the owner. We would have to talk to our loan committee members to see if they're willing to make a loan to a business that may not be hiring new staff or may be down the road. Typically, or to date, all of our loans have had job creation requirements, but it's not always a requirement of our funding. So it's just something that's worth their time to talk to me. We can see if we can work through it, and we can see what options there are.
Great. Okay. Is there anything else you want to add from in terms of success stories or, why you're passionate about this work and working for Build Fund?
Me personally, we started the Build Fund because we felt there was a better way to use federal, state, and local funds. Typically, it goes into a project and just goes to build a building, which is great. But we thought it might be better to lend it to the project, have it get paid back, and then we make a loan to another struggling business. And so we're called an RLF, a revolving loan fund. So the loan we give to you today, once you pay back, we lend it to another business that's trying to start up or expand. There may be another minority women or veteran-owned business. And so we wanted to use funds that way. And we also wanted to create more job opportunities in low to moderate income census tracts. And I also want to add, which is a discussion point we had earlier before we started the video chat, is that we are looking to expand outside Marion County. Right now our borders are Marion County, but eventually we can see us expanding to the 9 central counties and eventually maybe regionally throughout the state.
Awesome.
And with me joining Renew Indianapolis / Build Fund, it's been a huge learning curve for me to understand the small business component and the grant component and the funding. So I am still in the process of learning how all of this works but I am just so excited about coming alongside small business owners and helping them to make their dream a reality. So I look forward to providing any assistance that I can to help make the dream a reality.